Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Roll. Alright, you may recall a couple of videos back I pulled out and repaired the Pumpkin King, one of my really great Halloween props that I'd been using for a long time, and he stopped working. At the end of the day, it turned out that the power supply itself had failed. It didn't have enough oomph to keep him moving. Well, when I posted that video, one of my viewers noted that there was another really cool Halloween prop I had. There was this creepy little girl swinging and saying kind of scary things. And turns out she'd seen the video on one of Jordan's videos, because Jordan early on, when I still lived in California, did a video on my Halloween display one year, and that was in the video. And at the time, I still didn't have it working right. And I've not used it since then, and would like to try and see if I can figure out what's going on. So I pulled her out. We're going to put her together. We're going to set her up, and we're going to see if we can figure out what's going on. Now I'm actually just going to do this inside the house, because then I can do it in the air conditioning. The thing is actually relatively small, but I had to come up with something that I could hang the swing from so that we could work on it in comfort. So I just kind of rigged together a couple of TV trays and strung a 2x4 across the TV trays, and that will allow us to attach to that 2x4 and work on her in the house in the comfort of the air conditioning. So like I said, I'm going to set her up and we'll show you what she looks like. I gotta admit, she's actually working pretty well right now. I was never able to get her to swing like this before when I had it at home, and I'm not sure exactly why that is. Now I do see something I want to make a little bit of an adjustment on. I think I want to lower the platform on this side by lengthening the rope just a hair on this side, because I see that it's a little off balance. She's not sitting flat up or level to the ground, and I think that might make her kind of be wobbling a little bit. But I'm actually surprised. She's working really well. This is exactly how I'd want her to work. Now I had to improvise a little bit. It turned out my tower of TV trays wasn't tall enough, and it still isn't really tall enough because I got to have her legs kind of curled up or else they drag on the ground. But I don't know. I don't think we're going to have to do as much on her as I thought we would. I do want to build a platform. Before and this may have been part of the problem, I had built a platform that attached to the house that I could then attach the swinging mechanism on the top. And maybe that platform wasn't as stable as it needed to be to allow the little rocker thing to work on the top. So I'm going to build a more solid platform. If any of you ever saw that video that Jordan did of my house in California for Halloween, you'll notice that I had like these gallows that I had this guy hanging from, and I haven't used that this year because I got these big beautiful trees in the front yard that I can use. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those gallows and rebuild them for this. I think that'll work, and I'll build it nice and secure and nice and steady so that hopefully it will be steady enough to allow her to swing the way she needs to. And I think the combination of a more steady platform and, like I said, lengthening the rope on this side to get the swing to be a little bit more level to the ground, I think that'll help a bit. So I'm going to start by lowering the rope on this, get it right, and then we're going to maybe spend the rest of this vlog building a platform for her.
I was just thinking of you falling to your death. That's funny.
Now it turns out that adjusting the level of the swing wasn't as difficult as I expected it was going to be. Part of the problem turned out to be that the post that I had going across the top wasn't level itself. So I've leveled that out. That didn't correct the problem entirely, but I was also able to make an adjustment underneath, because it turns out the rope goes down one side underneath the swing and then comes up the other side. So simply by pulling on the string on the underside and pulling it back and securing it into place with a screw. That did the rest of the job of leveling it. I've also put another box on top of the first box because, as I said, her feet were dragging on the ground, and that was making it not work properly. Now, ultimately, while she isn't touching the ground right now, and this might seem like kind of a natural height for her to be if she was on a real swing, I want it to be a little bit higher up, because the truth is, you know, adults looking at it are going to be looking down like this on her. And so I want to raise her up probably a couple feet. So ultimately at the end, I think this horizontal piece is going to probably be about 7 feet, maybe 7.5 feet off the ground, so that she's lifted up to the point where we can see her, you know, clearly and kind of almost look her in the eye. But this is going a lot faster than I thought it would. Like I said, I was figuring I was going to do a lot of adjustment to make her work again, and turns out she worked right out of the box. So it might just be like I said before, that the attachment to the horizontal piece wasn't secure enough, and maybe the box was moving rather than the doll on the swing. So like I said, I think the next thing to do now is we're going to go build a platform to put her on out of my old gallows, and that will probably be the end of this. Okay, I've thrown something together that's ultimately going to be the platform. This thing is about 7.5 feet tall. It's made out of what was left over of the gallows before. I'm going to paint it black so it disappears a little bit, but basically it's going to be a nice solid platform that will hold the swing girl up, and should be pretty steady. I'll probably put some bricks on the bottom to give added stability, but it should be pretty solid. So I'm going to hang her up now, and let's see how it works. Yeah, I think this is going to work pretty well. I turned down the volume a little bit so you could hear me over her. This is another one of those effects that has a little sensor that'll detect movement, and doesn't really work that well in the night. It also has one of those step here buttons that you can use to trigger it, but I kind of prefer to kind of keep it going all the time. But yeah, I think this is going to look pretty good in the front yard, huh? Well, that should scare some kids. Anyway, I think that's all that I have for today. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.
I was just thinking of you falling to your death. That's